Magandang buhay mga kabilang! Ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay special product. In special product, we have 6. The first one is the product of two binomials. The second one is the product of sum and difference of two terms. The third one is square of a binomial. Fourth one, cube of a binomial. Fifth is square of a trinomials. And sixth, product of a binomial and a trinomial. But for this video, ang i-discuss ko lang sa inyo muna ay ang first three. So sa susunod na video, ang ating special product part 2, I'm going to discuss to you number 4 to 6. So we have now the product of two binomials, product of the sum and difference of two terms, square of a binomial. So anong itsura when it comes to product of two binomials? So when it comes to binomials, it means we have two terms, okay? So ibig sabihin may dalawang terms. Ang itsura ng ating product of two binomials ay ganito. We have a plus b times c plus d. Okay? Next, let's have number 2, product of the sum and difference of two terms. So when it comes to this, lagi niyong tatandaan, kapag sum and difference of two terms, magkamukha lang sila. Okay? Ano lang yung kinaibahan? Doon sa unang factor, ang operation ay addition. Doon sa pangalawang factor ay subtraction or vice versa. So we have a plus b times a minus b. So ganyan yung itsura natin when it comes to sum and difference of two terms. Next, let's have the square of a binomial. So when it comes to square of binomials, ibig sabihin, we're going to multiply twice the binomial to itself. So we have a plus b squared or a plus b times a plus b. So now let's have example for product of two binomials. So please take note mga anak, when it comes to product of two binomials, ang ginagamit natin dyan, yung previous lesson natin sa multiplication, which is FOIL method. Diba? When it comes to FOIL method, we have the first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and L stands for last term. So let's have letter A. So we have x plus 2 times x plus 5. So using FOIL method, ang kunin muna natin, we have the first term. So this is our first term. Yan. So what is x times x? So we have x squared. Okay? Let's continue. We're done na sa first term. Let's have the O, which is the outer. So, ang outer dyan, we have etong outside niya, yung nasa labas. So, si x pa din, at saka si 5 naman, yung nasa labas. So, what is x times 5? So, we have 5x. So, positive 5x. Plus 5x. Next, we're done na sa outer. Let's have now the inner. So, inner, ibig sabihin yung nasa gitna or yung nasa middle or yung nasa loob. So, this is our inner. Si 2 at saka yung x. So, what is 2 times x? We have 2x. So, we have plus 2x. Let's continue. Tapos na tayo sa inner, let's have the last term. Ang last term natin dyan ay si 2 at saka si 5. So we have 2 times 5, we have positive 10. Therefore, we have plus 10. And then, combine similar term na natin. Since si x squared walang ka-similar term, just bring down. Si 5x may ka-similar ba? Yes, si 2x. So, what is 5x plus 2x? We have 7 and then capital variable x. So, we have plus 7x. And then, just bring down the constant term which is 10. Therefore, the answer is x squared plus 7x plus 10. Let's have another example. So in letter B, we have 2x plus 3 times x minus 4. Okay? So let's start. Yan, harang natin. Okay. So we have the first term, which is 2x times x. So if we have 2x times x, so di ba, we have invisible 1 dyan. So just simply 2. And then x, we have raised to 1 to, raised to 1. Therefore, we have 1 plus 1. So we have 2x squared. 2x squared. So we're done na dun sa first term. Let's have now the outer. So this time we have 2x times negative 4. So what is negative 4 times 2? We have negative 8, copy the variable. So we have now negative 8x. Next, let's have now the inner. So what is 3 times x? Simply 3x. So we have plus 3x. Next, let's have the last term. What is 3 times negative 4? So we have negative 12. So minus 12. And then let's simplify. Si 2x squared, may ka-similar term ba? Since none, just bring down. How about si negative 8x? Meron si 3x. So what is negative 8x plus 3x? So again, ang ginagawa lang natin dyan, if we have negative 8x plus 3x, ang gagawin lang natin, i-add natin yung numerical coefficient. Negative 3, ay negative 8 plus 3, we have negative 5, and then copy the variable. So we have negative 5x. And then just bring down the constant, which is negative 12. Therefore, the product is 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. Let's sum now example number 2. So in example number 2, we have sum and difference of 2 squared. So for example, we have a plus b times a minus b. Okay? So for example, ayan ang given natin. So when it comes to sum and difference of 2 square, let's apply first the FOIL method. So we have a times a squared. Okay? Next, let's sum now the last term. A times negative b, we have negative ab. B times positive a, we have plus ab. And then let's have now the last term. B plus negative b, we have negative b squared. So, let's continue. We have a squared. So, always remember, kapag may nakita kayo na magkaparehas ng number but different sign, the answer is always 0. Okay? So, ang tawag dyan ay additive inverse. So, for example, we have 5 plus negative 5. Huwag na kayong mag-isip pa. The answer is 0. So, another example, if we have 100 plus negative 100, huwag nang mag-isip pa, the answer is 0. Therefore, if we have negative a plus ab, 0 na yan. Okay? So, if we have x plus negative x, ang sagot agad ay 0. 5x plus negative 5x, ang sagot agad ay 0. So, 0 na yan, therefore, just bring down negative b squared. So, in short, mga anak, when it comes to sum and difference of 2 squared, for us to find the product, ang gagawin nyo lang, just square the first term. Yan, just square the first term and square the second term and then use the operation of subtraction. So, let's have example. Erase lang natin. Yan. So now, let's have example for this sum and difference of 2 squared. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, when it comes to this, ang gagawin nyo lang, if we have a plus b times a minus b, just square the first term. So we have a squared, and then use the operation of subtraction, and then square the second term, b squared. So for us to find out kung true ba to, ang gagawin natin, in letter A example, we're going to apply this formula and then using FOIL method. Okay? But first, let's apply using this formula. Okay? So this is our first term and this is our second term. Okay? So, according to the sum and difference, just square the first term. So, simply, x squared. Square the second term, which is 2. So, if we have 2 squared, that is 2 times 2, equals 4. Okay? So, we have 4, and then use the operation of subtraction. Therefore, the answer is x squared minus 4. Okay? So, using the FOIL method, para malaman natin if this formula or if this special product is true, we're going to apply the FOIL method. So, we have x plus 2 times x minus 2. So, first term, we have x times x squared. Next, let's have the outer. X times negative 2, so we have negative 2x. Next, let's have the inner. We have 2 times x, we have positive 2x. And then, positive 2 times negative 2, the last term we have negative 4. And then, let's simplify. We have x squared. Next, we have negative 2x plus 2x. Anong sabi ko sa inyo, kapag magkamukha, tapos magkaiba lang ng sign, 0 na yun. So, hindi na natin kailangan ng sulat. Eh, may natira pang constant. So, just bring down. So, we have x squared minus 4. So, in short, sum and difference of 2 squared, the answer is the square of the first term and the second term. Okay? So, it is true kasi nung ginamit natin sa FOIL method, same lang yung lumabas. So, now, let's have example number 2. Yan. In example number 2, we have x plus 3 x plus 3 times x minus 3. So, again, madali lang. Square the first term, which is x squared. Square the second term, which is 3. So, if we have 3 squared, it means 3 times 3. So, what is 3 times 3? We have 9. So, we have 9. And then use the operation of subtraction. Therefore, if we have x plus 3 times x minus 3, the answer is x squared minus 9. So now, let's have example number 3. So, we have square of a binomial. So, when it comes to square of a binomial, ibig sabihin, we're going to multiply binomial to itself. So for example, if we have a plus b is squared. So this is the same as a plus b times a plus b. So using FOIL method, we have a times a, we have a squared. Next, outside na tayo. A times b, we have ab. And then, we have b times a, we have still ab. And then b times b, we have b squared. Combine similar term, we have a squared plus ab plus ab, we have 2ab plus b squared. In short, when we are multiplying or when we are squaring a binomial, for us to find the answer, if we have given a plus b squared, we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So how about if we have a minus b naman? So we have a squared uh, minus 2ab plus b squared. So ito ang lagi niyong tatandaan. So let's continue. Erase, erase, erase. Okay, so now let's have example number 1. Yan. So in example number 1, we have x plus 2 times x plus 2. So we have, so again, according sa ating formula or sa ating special product, if we have square of a binomial, so we have a plus b squared, it is equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So this is our first term, this is our a, and this is our b. So ganito lang gagawin natin mga anak. So square nyo muna yung a natin. So we have x squared, square lang. And then we have 2ab. So we have 2. So our a here is x. And then b is 2. Therefore, we have 2x times 2, we have 4x. Therefore, we have plus 4x. And then, we have b squared. Our b squared here is 2. Therefore, we have 2 squared. So, 2 times 2, we have 4. Therefore, the answer is x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay? So, ito ang gagamitin natin when it comes to square of a binomial. Let's have another example. So, we have x plus 3 squared. So, this is the same as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? So, we have, this is our A and this is our B. So, again, according to here, we're going to square the first term or our a. So we have x. So we have x squared. Next, 2ab plus 2 times our first term x and our b, which is 3. Okay. Next, we have square the second term, which is 3. So we have plus 3 squared. And then we're going to simplify. We have x squared plus, what is 2 times 3? We have 6x plus 9. So this is now the answer. How about this? Please try to answer numbers 1 to 3 and then comment your answer sa ating comment section. So we have x plus 5 times x minus 4, number 2, x plus 5 times x minus 5, and then 3x plus 5 times x plus 5. Again, don't forget to comment your answer sa ating comment section. So maraming salamat sa pakikinig mga kabilang. Goodbye!